Welcome to another Papercraft Society box reveal. This month we're looking at box number 20 and the elements of this kit have been designed by the lovely Katie Skilton. We've got very much a floral and spring-like theme running throughout here. I can't wait to show you everything that's in here. Now usually with Papercraft Society boxes you're going to get over £65 worth of product in every box, but you're absolutely not paying as much for that. So let's delve in a moment. If you don't like to see the inspiration in the booklet, then just fast forward a minute or so because we're going to have a look at some of the projects that you can be making with this kit. So not only are we going to be making cards, which I'll run through some of those in a moment, you're also going to have the option to create some beautiful off-the-page projects. Now, when I talk about these projects, there's actually a project booklet included in here. So we've got some Easter table celebration pieces that you could be making, not just for Easter, of course. We've got them for all year rounds that you can be creating. We've got beautiful cards as well. This one's a shaker card, which is really good fun. But I love this glitter word smile there. That really catches the eye. We have got the most beautiful teal colours. Now teal is absolutely my favourite colour to use. So we've got this running throughout the kit in lots of different shades and tones as well. But it's teamed with pinks and yellows and coral colours too. So have a look at this card here. That really does pop, doesn't it? Those beautiful coloured flowers popping on top of that newsprint paper, and then with that really bold teal strip at the bottom. Again, that smile die cut there is coming into play. Having a look at a few more of these, we have got a nice one that's quite pastel tones here. It matches perfectly with the box. But of course, when you're doing stamping and colouring in, which I can see this has had happen to it, you can be colouring in absolutely any colour you want to, so you don't have to, of course, stick to the colour tones within the box. Now we've also got a deeper teal here. We've got a lot of heat embossing going on this card also. So we've got a background completely heat embossed, and I've got a sneaky feeling that might be done with an embossing folder as well. So I'm mixing two types of embossing. Lots of projects, lots of inspiration, tips and tutorials in this project booklet. We'll go through that briefly in a moment. And then maybe pink's your colour. Look at the beautiful butterflies and the pastel backgrounds that we've got on this project. Okay, let's have a delve into the box itself and see what we are getting this month. Now, of course, as always, the box itself is well worth you keeping. It may be that you want to repurpose the box, decorate it maybe, or perhaps you just like to keep everything Papercraft Society inside each box to keep the collections together. Either way, it's a good sturdy box for you to keep hold of. Now, Katie has said to be creative is to put a little piece of your heart into each project. That is so true. This, if you've not seen her before, this is the lovely Katie Skilton. So she has worked for many large companies. We're really pleased that she has agreed to be the designer of this month's Papercraft Society box. And she really has put her very own style and spin into the products. So with each project booklet, you do get lots of step-by-step photo makes, projects, cards. I want to say cards, but there's lots more in here. There's lots more that's off the page. I mean, look at these for party celebration pieces. You've got an interview with Katie as well, of course. Lots of elements, even scrapbooking, look, and that's been put in a frame, so that would make a beautiful gift. So there's lots of inspiration in there, but I'm always fully inspired by the products themselves. Now this wallet is also a favourite of mine. Can you tell I love storage? And these Papercraft Society boxes, these are perfect because I usually repurpose the box, but I keep the wallet, so I keep most of the elements inside here. We've got the name, the box number and the designer on the spine, so these can all sit on a bookshelf for you. You can easily grab the one you need. Looking inside, we've got the three-fold wallet, so you can see why I love these. They are neat, they're compact, they're tidy, and they store so much. Now, let's start. I usually actually begin at the end because I start with the stamps, and there's a reason for this. So let's have a look at what stamps Katie's designed for us. Now, we've got some really modern florals here. We've got a beautiful wreath as well. I'm just going to pop a bit of white paper under there so you can see. We have got here, oh, there's lots, isn't there? So we've got a decorative floral frame you can be colouring in. We've got the foliage frame as well, which would be beautiful just stamped on its own in one colour, or maybe an ombre effect with a couple of colours, heat embossed perhaps. We've got lots of sentiments as well, things like live life in full bloom, life is an adventure, enjoy the beautiful moments. We've got butterflies, we've got a cluster of hearts there. I really love this floral border here because that matches perfectly with the floral wreath that we have at the top. Now the reason I do the stamps first very often is because I then come to the dies. A lot of the time with Papercraft Society, the dies will match up with the stamps, and I think that is also the case here. So if we have a look at this large shape here, I can't call it a circle, it's not quite a circle, is it? But because of that rough edge, I think that is going to perfectly fit over that stamp sentiment. Let's have a look. Yes, that fits over. So that is going to cut out your stamped image for you. We then have lots of other elements in here. We have that word smile that we were seeing lots throughout the card examples that I showed you. We have a really fun, another sort of hand doodled circle almost. This one is actually on both this little box that we were seeing earlier, and the project for that is inside of that booklet. Where else did I see it? Oh yes, I saw it also on the shaker card as well. So we've got it in pink there with that gold smile over the top. I love the elements of sparkle in there. And then we've got some foliage leaves, and we've got some florals that will cut out, and of course they coordinate with the flowers that are in the stamp set. So we've got lots that coordinate here, as well as that stitched frame. You could be using that for lots of things. Now in my hand I've got some paper, and this paper has come from the paper pack in the middle. Now let's see what we get. So we have got a beautiful multicoloured floral there. I'm thinking very much with these almost a country farmhouse kitchen with these colours. I love them. We have the sort of very contemporary newsprint there, so the black and white or grey and white. It's not as stark as black. We've got beautiful mint green tiny polka dot paper there. What else do we have? We have the pale green chevrons. They're tiny chevrons. Do you know what I love about these is that they're not too contrasting. So actually, although you've got the two different pinks in a chevron pattern, you could put that in the background of your card and it wouldn't be overpowering for the elements that are your focal point in the front. So that would make a really nice sort of subtly detailed background. We have the same there with the hearts, the yellow hearts. Again, not too much contrast, so they are going to sort of fade into the background nicely. We've got a rainbow chevron there as well. We've got the yellow backing with the white daisies on. We've got that beautiful newsprint, so I don't know if you can see that, the text print, but on the mint or very pale teal coloured background. We have 2 sheets of that. And then lastly, so that's great, so we only have 2 of the colours of pattern paper repeated. And then we have 2 sheets of watercolour paper. So this paper must be used with the stamps, I believe. Maybe the inks as well that we're going to see in a moment. And I'm sure there's lots of projects in the booklet explaining different ways to use your watercolour paper. Now one more element in this folder here, and that is the embossing folder. So we have got I think it's about A6 embossing folder here, and we have got the beautiful cascading hearts in the background with the circle. So that circle is going to remain perfectly smooth, maybe if you want to stamp onto that afterwards, but a lovely deep embossing folder there. I can see we'll get a lovely deep impression there. But that circle actually lines up for you with the circles that are included in the stamps. So as you can see there, the wreaths will fit perfectly around there. And then of course, with that saying that, they will also then fit the circle dies that you've got included with the die set. So that's really good fun to play with. And in fact, that embossing folder has been used on this card here that I showed earlier. And the background has been embossed. So you've got a glossy background, but the hearts stand out and are matte. So I'm hoping in the project booklet, this card in particular has got instructions on how to create that effect, because I think that's a really fun effect. Now popping this away, because as always, that is not the only thing that we have in the box. We also have some other goodies in here. So we've got here the clear embossing powder. So that's where this card would have been made with that embossing. So you can see the gloss on the embossing there. So we've got some very fine embossing powder. I love how fine that is because of course if you're embossing things like text, you want to capture the detail. And then we've also got 2 ink pads. Now, Papercraft Society inks are hybrid ink pads. Let me show you the colours. Okay, I've got a piece of plain white paper here. This is I want to say teal, but it's a very dark, deep teal, isn't it? Really beautiful, vivid colour. Now watch this, let's see the colour. That is gorgeous. I will just lift that up for you so you can really see that, how juicy the pad is and how beautiful that colour is. That's stunning. And then we have a black pad, of course, perfect for stamping your details. And again, really lovely, juicy ink pad there. Absolutely beautiful, solid colour. I love the quality of these ink pads. So you've got the black and the teal included in this kit. Now there's more in here as well, of course. We've also got some cardstock. So we have got a variety of cardstocks. I can see at the back, there's that gold glitter that's been used on many of the cards. I adore this. And not only is it a gold glitter, it's a no shed glitter paper. It's actually a glitter cardstock. We know it can be die cut because it's been used on many of the cards and projects that I can see in front of me. So it obviously die cuts. I'd imagine it will look beautiful embossed as well with that embossing folder. That's stunning. But no glitter shedding off everywhere else where you don't want it. And then our plain cardstock. So our plain cardstock is double-sided. And we've got various colours. So we have got the pale mint here. We've got the deep teal. We've then got a slight less, let's say a medium teal, because I've just spied that there is a slightly lighter teal in here as well. We've got almost a lilac, a very pale pink, baby pink colour. We've got a lemon and a, let's call it canary yellow. These are my own names I'm making up for them so you can appreciate the colours. And then we've got the deeper powder pink there as well. So we've got lots of different colourways that are going to work so well with everything else. The last thing we have in the box is of course the little information postcard. So this is a little bit from Katie giving you some advice and some top tips. The front says creative minds inspire each other. That is so true. Now these are Katie's top tips for creating eye-catching cards. So I won't read them to you now, but you can see Katie creates the most beautiful cards, usually very modern and contemporary, but equally beautiful as well. So these are just some tips for how she achieves those and how you can sort of recreate that feature. So that's everything that's inside box number 20 of Papercraft Society, designed by the lovely Katie Skilton. I am in love with all of the elements here, very much a spring-like feel. You are going to just be smiling and feeling the sunshine whilst you're working with this box. Don't forget, each Papercraft Society box, if you're a subscriber, this is delivered completely free of charge in the UK to you, and you will receive one every month designed by a different designer. So you're going to keep getting lots of different elements and different styles to have a play with. If you want to find out more about this, you can go along to www.papercraftsociety.co.uk.